Well, it may only be the second day of hurricane season, but it is our first for an outlined area of possible tropical development. Pontchartrain Conservancy cam looks great right now, but off the coast of the southeastern U.S., getting up to the mid-Atlantic, you got this low chance, very low chance, 10% over the next 7 days of possible development. Where the system is at the time is actually churning over the northeastern Gulf, and that is actually putting quite a bit of storm activity into the southern Florida area. We're looking at Miami, a lot of storm activity. In the bigger view here, there's one tropical wave, central United States, another tropical wave that's just emerged off the coast of Africa. You got our high pressure that's been in control, and that is keeping everything south of us. In the wider picture, is there anything from the forecast out of the U.S. that we can see as any possible development organization? I don't see any major signs of this right now, but the low chance still means it's possible. We have Saharan dust plume that's coming into the mix that might actually reduce our air quality if it starts to make its way farther inland, and there's another big surge of that Saharan dust plume as we get in the beginning of the hurricane season until we start to really get higher humidity throughout the entire atmospheric basin of the Atlantic basin is that. Temperatures mid-80s right now, but the high humidity right around a 70-degree dew point. It could be worse, and by Wednesday it will be. And a lot of that is going to be courtesy of at least the humidity plume that's off of that system we're tracking over the northeastern Gulf right here. So tomorrow it's more of a lake effect and lake breeze driven storm. And there's the surge of the higher humidity right here that's going to go east to west, and that surge of higher humidity is going to pick up those dew points and give us a chance of some likelier scattered storms into the mix. But again, that's not until we get into Wednesday's forecast. So let's start off tonight. Tomorrow morning, it's 60s for the North Shore, 70s for the South Shore, and pretty humid. We look at the day tomorrow, and there's only maybe a chance. I got about a 20% chance the lake breeze-driven storm tomorrow, so not a whole of us getting storm activity. What we did get today was a couple of isolated storms. Let me just show you. WDSU first warning weather Doppler radar really quickly just to confirm that we did have a couple of those lake breeze-driven storms earlier today. Marrero, west part of the metro, as we went to downtown Gentilly and Mid-City, had a couple of isolated showers. Again, lake breeze-driven today. That's about what I expect for tomorrow, so just to give you the indications of what it was just going through the high-res forecast. Again, the high temperatures topping out around 90, but higher humidity, it's going to make it feel even hotter. It's not too bad just yet, but there's the surge of higher humidity working in here into Wednesday. There's a look at more widely scattered storms. I want to give it about a 40% chance. It's about a 50-50 outlook, a little bit less than a 50-50 chance in my point of view here. But again, I'd prepare to have some rain gear as more numerous storms are expected into Wednesday. Top temperature around 88 to 89 might be held down a degree or two with more clouds and the expected storms. But there's the dew points into the 70s in the higher humidity. We'll keep higher humidity into the forecast mix into Thursday as well. That's going to keep us some scattered storms into the mix too. You can see those right here in the high-res outlook. Temperature around 90, the higher heat index, of course, with the humidity to where it is. Now, we extend the forecast into next week, and we're pretty much in this summer pattern, fully into it. Chance of that lake breeze-driven storm, higher humidity in place. Now, there is a weak front when we get past the weekend, going into Monday as that starts to near. Could enhance some rain chances just a bit. So I'm going to give it back to a 40% chance of scattered storms after the weekend to next week. In the meantime, the WDSU first warning weather 7-day forecast. Tomorrow hot and humid. And chance of an isolated storm. Storm's a little likelier Wednesday with that higher humidity surge. Then typical heat and humidity into the weekend until we get that front to near to enhance the rain chances a little bit next week.